The 2017 Buick Enclave. Now, this is a 3-row crossover that has a third row that can actually be used to sit in by living, breathing, full-size human beings. I'm Jay, and welcome to CarBuzz Unboxing Reviews, and I want to thank Woodland Motors for letting us come on down and film today. So, the Buick Enclave, yes, this is one of the most popular Buicks on the market. It actually went on sale way back for the 2008 model year, and it was refreshed for 2013. So essentially the Enclave you're looking at right now has been unchanged for 7 years. It is still the first generation. Now, later on this year, probably about summertime, we're expecting for the second generation Enclave to debut. At the Detroit Auto Show, for an example, just a couple weeks ago, the all-new Chevrolet Traverse debuted. Same thing with the GMC Acadia. They're going to share the same platform as the second generation Enclave. But for the time being, the first generation is still on sale, and I think it's actually a very good vehicle, 3-row crossover to buy right now. You could probably get some very good bargains from the dealerships. They know a second generation is coming. And I always like to say that for any car that's at the very end of its life cycle, that means the automaker has had a chance to work out all of its little issues and problems that were resulting with it, and has really refined just about everything about the vehicle. And that's exactly what it is here with the first generation Enclave. But yes, this has been a big success for Buick. It was one of the first Buicks post GM's bankruptcy that really kind of made it cool to be driving around in a Buick. I remember soccer moms were driving these things everywhere, and for good reason. 3 rows, and you can actually get people in that third row. But taking a look at this interior here now, for a vehicle that's 7 years old, I have to say, the interior, just like the exterior, it still looks very fresh and modern. Yes, it does look a little dated in places, and I'll point a few of those out to you, specifically inside throughout the review. But overall, I don't think that this car looks bad in any way. Now, some of the interior fit and finish can be a little bit better, but again, you have to remember this came out not long after GM's bankruptcy, and GM has just gotten even better with the interior fit and finish ever since then. But by no means is this bad. Now, they call this interior light titanium. And yeah, it's sort of like a beige color, maybe like a almost silver. It depends on the light. And the overall layout, it's nice. It's got a 6.5-inch touchscreen, which, look, when that first came out, that was a huge screen, but I gotta tell you, 6.5 inches is small now. We're seeing up to 10 inches today. It's got perforated leather seats, tri-zone automatic climate control, a Bose 10-speaker audio system, heated and leather-wrapped steering wheel with mahogany wood accents, 8-way power driver's seat and with a 2-way lumbar and memory, 8-way power passenger front seat with 2-way lumbar as well. Now, you can get the Enclave with either a 7 or 8-passenger versions. Now, this is the 7-passenger version because the second row, as you can see here, are the 2 captain's chairs. If you want, you can get a second row bench, but personally, I prefer the captain's chairs. I think they're clearly more comfortable. Adds a little bit more of definitely more of a premium feel. And if you want a bench, if you need the 8 passengers, well, you can get it. And there is that usable third row, which we'll demonstrate for you shortly. It's not huge, like let's say in some minivans, for an example. They're actually a little bit more spacious, but for a crossover, I gotta tell you, it's pretty solid. So you might be wondering, how come the Enclave has been on sale for so many years? Why haven't they just redesigned it already? Well, the answer is, well, GM's bankruptcy. It delayed things, and GM realized that the Enclave, as well as the Chevrolet Traverse, they were so good, they were able to delay that launch of the second generation models. And yeah, they bet that they could get away with it, and they did. And if you were to compare the Enclave to the first, not the second generation, the first generation Traverse, you'll see how much nicer this dash layout is. I like that analog clock up at the top, and just the little appointments throughout. They're just a bit nicer. And you can see there that 6.5-inch touchscreen. it was good back in 2008, 2013, but for 2017, not so much anymore. But overall, the functionality of it, really, I don't have too many complaints. It was very intuitive, logically laid out. But if you're to compare this touchscreen to that of, like, say, the one you find in the brand new Chevrolet Malibu, the Chevrolet Impala, yes, this one is definitely not quite as nice. But you do have IntelliLink connectivity that is standard, features Bluetooth. Buick rather, has also added standard 4G LTE and a Wi-Fi hotspot to all Enclaves, regardless of trims. And speaking of trims, what are they? Well, there are three. There's the base model, which is called Convenience. The mid-range is the Leather. And then there's the top-of-the-line Premium, which is this model right here. It has just about every feature that you can get, including all-wheel drive. But I'll get to that in just a few more minutes. So let's talk about a little bit of safety here. Now you have standard daytime running lights, driver and front passenger airbags, front and side impact airbags, and head curtain side impact airbags for all rows, four-wheel ABS disc brakes, StabiliTrak stability control system with rollover mitigation, traction control, forward collision alert and lane departure warning, rear parking assist, rear view camera, side blind zone alert with cross traffic alert, and a tire pressure monitoring system. So yeah, you get all of the technology that really is almost standard in new cars today in regards to safety. And it'll be interesting to see what Buick does for the upcoming second generation Enclave. And I'm suspecting it'll probably come out, this is just my best guess right now, the New York Auto Show in March. I think that'll be the most appropriate debut for that vehicle. But notice the just the little bits of, the chrome trim throughout. That's how Buick just upgrades it from a Chevrolet. And people really appreciate that, and I can understand why. And the overall seats, yeah, they're fairly comfortable. Really no complaints. But I did sit in the all-new Chevrolet Traverse, the 2018 model, at the 2017 Detroit Auto Show, and let me tell you, that three-row crossover is outstanding. Obviously, we haven't driven it yet, but we will. Now, this is kind of nice. You have a sunroof here, but it's not exactly like a panoramic sunroof. What you'll see in a moment with the rear is that it's sort of like a stationary sunroof that with just a little like sun visor that you close over it. It's not automatic or anything like that, but I think it's kind of cool. So it's not quite a panoramic sunroof, but it's close. All right, so how does this 2017 Enclave drive? Well, the overall ride, especially with this one, because it's the premium model, it has the upgraded 20-inch wheels. 19-inch wheels are standard. I think it absorbed the road bumps quite well. It handled predictably, but there's less body roll than you'd think. But the steering just isn't very precise. Take a look at this. That driver's computer there with information, that is a perfect example of this car's age. It just looks old. It's very analog looking, and again, maybe for 2008 it looked good, but not anymore. And because this is the premium model, it also has a tilt and telescopic steering. Again, this is something that is you can only get on the premium trim. And the other features you get on premium models, you have the power folding, auto dimming, and heated side mirrors with turn signal indicators, articulating headlights, and the heated and cooled driver and front passenger seats. Now, this one is also equipped with the Experience Buick Package for an extra $2,095. You get that power moonroof with a rear fixed skylight that you saw, the upgraded 20-inch all-season tires with ultra-bright machine aluminum wheels, heavy-duty cooling system, and a trailer hitch. And what I also found pretty interesting is that this Enclave here, at least with the all-wheel drive, it has a towing capacity of 4,500 pounds, which it's not bad. You're not going to be able to get like a speedboat or anything like that, but you can definitely tow a decent sized trailer or maybe a couple ski jets, something like that. Okay, so take a look at this. This is the second row seats. I thought they were placed maybe a little too low. I'd like to see these a little bit higher just for comfort, because I think, as you can see here, your knees kind of smash too easily into the front seats. Here's that tri-zone automatic climate control for the second row passengers. Again, this is just a nice feature. I think for a premium crossover today, they should all have tri-zone automatic climate control, especially when you factor in the price. Yeah, I like that. It's not automatic, it's just that slide there, but I think it's quite nice. And when it's not an automatic like power moonroof, it's just one less thing that could potentially break. This is really cool. I like this. This is their smart slide access that Buick likes to call it, to the third row. And as you can see, yeah, this third row, it's not bad at all. It's quite spacious, especially for 2 adults. 3 children can easily fit back there. And of course, you have cup holders all the way in the third row as well, speakers and everything. Power electronic liftgate. Again, maybe back in 2008, this was a really luxurious thing, but you're seeing it now standard on a lot of Kia crossovers too. So cargo space here. Now, right here you have 23 cubic feet with all the seats folded up, but when they're folded flat, the second and third rows, you have a grand total of 115 cubic feet. That's a lot of space. And that is one of the reasons why people buy these 3-row crossovers. Not always because they need to be able to get people in the rear seat, but they want to be able to fold everything down here for just maximum space. Yeah, take a look at that. You can easily fit, let's say, a big screen TV back there, and the second row seats are still not folded flat. It's quite impressive. In fact, this Enclave, it's actually longer than, get this, the Acura MDX, Infiniti QX60, and the Audi Q7. So I'm trying to put this in perspective for you here, just how big, these GM 3-row crossovers are, and the new Traverse, which will be the basis for the second generation Enclave, is just as big. Because remember, GM is not in the minivan business anymore, and these 3-row crossovers have to take over for that segment. All right, what do we got under the hood here? Now, this is the only engine offered. It's a naturally aspirated 3.6 liter with 288 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. It's a V6 engine. Power goes to the front or all 4 wheels through a 6-speed automatic. That, again, only engine and transmission combo offered. All-wheel drive, if you want that, which this one has, costs an extra $2,000. Is it something you can go off-roading with? I wouldn't recommend it, but it's better for rough weather. But let's give this engine a listen. Alright, performance. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.9 seconds. Top speed is electronically limited to 108 miles per hour. Fuel economy, 16 miles per gallon in the city and 22 on the highway. That's for the all-wheel drive model right here. The front-wheel drive returns 17 miles per gallon in the city and 24 on the highway. Vehicle weighs a grand total of just over 5,000 pounds, which that's pretty heavy compared to its direct competition. Now, this exterior design here, I really like it, especially this front grille. The Buick calls this design a waterfall grille design, and I really like it. This particular one is painted in indium metallic, costs an extra $395. You have standard 19-inch wheels, but again, like I said, this one has the upgraded 20-inch wheels. It has tinted glass windows, as you saw, the rear power liftgate, high-intensity discharge headlamps, and I also like that dual stainless steel exhaust with the bright tips, and I liked how it just sort of integrated right into the body. It's just a very nice design. And when you take a look at this exterior paint up close, yeah, especially in the sunlight, you can see the metallic finish. So, yeah, an extra $395, but I like it, so I would probably pay for it. And yeah, thanks to that 2013 refresh, this car still looks modern. Now, look on the front hood there. You see those what they call the ports. That's kind of a Buick design trait. They used to be in Buicks way back in the 1940s, and they're not at all functional here. They're just for show, but I think they look kind of cool. All right, so what's the competition? Well, you have, of course, the GMC Acadia and the Chevrolet Traverse. Again, those are all redesigned for 2018. Now, other competitors are the Mazda CX-9, Honda Pilot, Hyundai Santa Fe, Toyota Highlander, Ford Explorer, the even larger Ford Flex, Nissan Pathfinder, and if you're on more of a budget and don't need a huge third row of seats, you also have the Mitsubishi Outlander, which I did an unboxing review as well. Pricing, well, the base price for a front-wheel drive Enclave model, the base convenience model, is $39,990. Now, the top trim premium all-wheel drive begins at $46,690. And our tester here, with all the options plus the $925 destination fee, grand total was $53,040. So, for a premium three-row crossover like this, that's actually quite big and could take over effectively, for minivan duty. That's actually not so bad. If you were to move up to, say, the Acura MDX or even especially the Audi Q7, those cars get really, really expensive, and not everyone is willing to pay that. And I think for 53 grand, fully loaded, the 2017 Buick Enclave, like I mentioned earlier, it's been refined throughout its 7 or 8 years on the market, and GM can't make this car any better. So it's actually a pretty good value, and I'm sure some dealerships are going to be anxious to get these off showroom floors very, very soon because, like I said, the new model is coming. So what do I like here? Well, the third row, it's actually usable for adult human beings. It's great. I think this vehicle, it rides and handles pretty well. It's not a driver's crossover, maybe more like an Audi or BMW, for example, but I think it's good enough. And the design inside and out, it's aged very well. Just look at it. It still looks fresh even after 7 years. Now, what don't I like? Well, the fuel economy and acceleration, they're not that great. Like I said, this is a 5,000-pound crossover. Its competitors are at least 500 or 600 pounds less. And it lacks some premium, modern premium tech features as well, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be taken care of with the redesigned 2018 model. And the rest of the crossovers in Buick's lineup, you have the base Encore. I'll be doing a review of that very soon. You have the brand new midsize Envision. I already did an unboxing review, but to be honest with you, of the three crossovers Buick makes, I like the looks, at least the exterior design, of the Enclave the best. And it's the oldest one. I think they just had a winning design here. It doesn't try too hard to look good and premium. And look, the numbers show it's just been a huge success. So I expect great things from the second generation Enclave. It's got big shoes to fill, but I am sure Buick is going to make it happen because it has to. Business relies upon it. So I'm out of time for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Any more questions for me, just leave them in the comment section below, and be sure to check out the full review of the Buick Enclave on carbuzz.com.